Hey guys, welcome to this hair tutorial for Legolas and the Lord of the Rings. In this video, I'll demonstrate how to do two different Legolas styles, one that's easy and one that's a little harder. So no matter your skill level, this hair should hopefully be accessible to you. Before we start, make sure you have a small hair elastic like this, some hair gel or putty if you wish, and a comb or a brush. Now let's begin. Make sure you have nice smooth hair for this style. Elves just seem to have perfect hair no matter what they do, but since we're just regular people who live in the real world, we need as much help from a brush as we can get. If your hair isn't naturally straight, you could wear this style with curly or wavy hair, but if you're trying to look as much like Legolas as possible, you'll probably want to straighten it. There are two distinct hairstyles that Legolas wears in the trilogy, and I'm going to show both of them to you here so you can decide which Legolas you want to be. This first one is the simpler of the two, and can be seen at the end of the Return of the King. Brush all your hair back so that your part disappears. Now gather two sections of hair from either side of your head, like this, and bring them together at the back of your head at the point called the inion, which is that bump you can feel at the back of your head. From here, we're going to do a fishtail braid. To do this, pinch off a bit of hair from the outside of the left hair section, and bring it across and join it to the inside of the right section. Now do the mirror action, pinching off some hair from the outside of the right section and bringing it over to the inside of the left section. Pinch off some hair from the left section again, then the right, and repeat this braiding pattern down the length of your hair. After several iterations of this, the iconic herringbone look will start to appear. Now, since this is behind your head, there's probably going to come a point at which you can't reach down far enough to continue the braid. When this happens, carefully bring the braid over one shoulder so your opposite hand can reach around in front of your face and be able to continue braiding. Try not to pull on the braid at all when it's askew like this, since that can mess up the smoothness and symmetry of the braid by pulling loose the hair on the opposite side of your head. Braid most of the way to the ends, and then tie off the end of the braid with your small hair tie. If you're going to be wearing this style for a long time, you might want to consider hairspraying the top of your head so that your part doesn't reappear. But besides that, you're now done with the first style. If you're a bit more daring, try the second look too. This is what Legolas wears during the journey part of the trilogy. Again, brush all your hair back so your part disappears. Gather up the hair on the top of your head, from your hairline back to your crown, and make sure this section is completely smooth. Next, hold all this hair close to the scalp at your crown, and split it in half so you have two sections. Fishtail braids are the name of the game for the elves of Middle-earth, so start making a fishtail braid again. Keep going until you get close to the ends of your hair, and then secure with the elastic. Next we will make the side braids. These are a form of fishtail too, only there is hair added into one of the sides of the braid. In other words, grab a very small section of hair along the hairline on the side of your head and split it in half. Pinch off very small portions from the outside of these strands and bring them into the inside of the other strand, like in the beginning of a normal fishtail braid. But now whenever you're about to take some hair from the outside of the top strand, also grab some free hanging hair from above the braid and add it to that strand before bringing it over and joining it to the inside of the lower strand. Braid hair from the lower strand like normal by pinching off some from the outside of the section and bringing it over to join the inside of the top strand. This pattern is called lace fishtailing. Continue braiding sideways along the side of your head in this way until you get past your ear, at which point you should stop adding in new hair and fishtail braid normally. Hold the braid as close to the surface of your head as you can while you're doing this, or else it will stick out awkwardly in the finished look. We want the finished braid to fall pretty flat against the head when we're done. Braid this little fishtail as far to the ends of the hair as you can. And I mean really as far as you can. A tight little braid like this doesn't need a hair tie to hold it if it's braided far enough. When you're finished with the braid, you may notice lots of little hairs sticking out. That's just the nature of small braiding. If this bothers you, you can take your gel or putty and smooth it down. To complete the style, do the same lace fishtail braid on the other side of your head. Remember to add in free hanging hair only to strands from the top half of the braid, and stop adding in new hair once you've braided past your ear. This is what the second hairstyle looks like once completed. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or future styling requests, because this video is now over. Thank you for watching!